categorize them in terms of companies which have some unique way of testing. Hi guys, and welcome to another video by Mentor Me Careers. My name is Alan Avinan. I'm a CFA charter holder, and I'm with another video in which today we're going to be discussing about the top 8 jobs in investment banking in New Delhi and how you're going to crack it. Okay, so first things first, let's just clarify what exactly we're going to discuss. And we're going to be discussing about the list of the companies which in my opinion, are the top 8 companies which frequently hire for entry level positions in Delhi. The reason why we are discussing specifically Delhi is because most of the companies are not in Delhi because they're in Mumbai, they're in Bangalore, they're in Hyderabad, they're in Chennai. So Delhi is a recent entrant, I would say, and very limited opportunities in terms of core investment banking. There are plenty of jobs in accounting and related fields, but very limited in investment banking. So hence, I thought that probably why not make you aware of the list of companies. We'll follow that with eligibility. I mean, whether they accept graduates, postgraduates, CFA, CA, right? Followed by that, I'm going to give you an overview of the interview process. How many rounds are there? What kind of preparation is required for each of these rounds? The roles and salary in terms of designations and what is the expected CTC, and then the skills required and some of the tips as we go across each of these sections, right? So let's start with the list of the companies and eligibility. So here are the 8 companies that I'm talking about which frequently hire for core finance jobs. Of course, these companies also provide other services, but there are plenty of opportunities in core equity research investment banking kind of profiles, right? So starting with eValueServe, a very popular name. It's basically was started by a person in McKinsey and IBM in India. And the basic eligibility for applying for eValueServe, you need a good qualifications like an MBA, not necessarily a premium MBA, but any MBA, CA or CFA level 1 would be enough for you to at least get you to the interview. Followed by PwC. Now, this is not exactly core equity research, but they have a corporate finance and investment banking arm in PwC, in which they are open to interviewing even graduates and PG equally, right? Aramca is a premium name in equity research, and if you are in Delhi, you should be considering Aramca as the best opportunity in terms of the brand name to get into, right? So they do require an MBA tier one, but if you don't have an MBA tier one, no problem. You can always have CFA level 1 and level 2 at your support to get into these companies. KPMG valuation. This is specifically on real estate valuation. They provide services. Ernest and Young (EY) is a popular name. Again, these are more of support functions in M&A profiles. Again, you can clearly see the eligibility out here. Daropa is a US company which was a hedge fund in US which actually started a research based software company in India which provides equity research to US financial companies. And that is what the LOPA is about. Their minimum criteria is pretty simple: MBA finance. And you've got equity knowledge partner which hires MBA finance, CFA, CA, CPA. So equity tends to have a little bit more stringent entry positions. Gallagher is more into real estate valuation, but it's a very nice profile, and even BComs can apply. So you can clearly make out, even if you're a graduate, postgraduate, whether you will be eligible for these companies or not, right? Moving on to one tip that I want to give you, that make sure that whenever you apply to these companies, you have always looked at the eligibility and you've highlighted the eligibility because that is what you want the recruiter to notice easily. All right. Okay, let's look at the interview process and categorize them in terms of companies which have some unique way of testing the interview process, or if they have a very regular, the finance aptitude test process that they follow, right? So if you see eValueServe, obviously in round one itself will have a financial modeling test. Similar to this, you will have something in equity knowledge partner and Gallagher Mohon, and to some extent, you could say, even Delopa for that matter, will have the first test as a financial modeling test. So you need to know financial modeling in order to even get through the first one. Something unique is what you will find in PwC, in which you have these psychometric tests. Even if you see Aramca, even if you see ENY, and these three companies have this aptitude come psychometric test as the first round, followed by, of course, the finance rounds in round two, right? So round two generally is a face-to-face round, which is based on round one. So the idea is that your round two preparation should be based on what the test happened in round one. You cannot just get away with giving a very nice round one test and expect it, in round two they will ask you something else, because two is basically a confirmation on round one. So what they're trying to test is if your performance has been very good, do you really know, or is just by luck that you were able to get this test, through, right? So even Gallagher Mohan, for that matter, if you see the case study valuation, it's a comprehensive case that they give you, and you have to make that model and all. But in the personal round, a lot of questions are asked on those same concepts, right? For example, if you made a DCF model, I would be asking questions on, okay, take me through your model, the same model that you made, right? I might ask you to do a certain adjustments in the model by giving you some assumptions. So let's say you calculate the IRR. I might tell you that, okay, what if I wanted to generate a higher IRR? What would be my purchase price? So all such variations can be expected in round two, and of course the round three, which is the HR round, are mostly of personal fit. So you have to be very clear on why, on the role position that you're trying to get into, and why you want to get into that. So that has to be very clear. So if you don't know the roles, so it would be a good idea to actually research on the role properly. Look at the company's website, go through various services that they provide. That will make you more aligned in the HR round. Okay. Now designations and CTC. So the names tend to change a lot, but these are all very core profiles that you can get in finance. So e-value service, straightforward equity analyst, and they do pay high, right? Followed by the highest other, you can say, a paymaster would be Aranka and Gallagher Mohan, because they tend to pay good salaries, entry level salaries. Of course, after that, others also not bad, but some unique profiles which I find, or probably I would like, is something in ENY, which is related to transaction advising for M&A. So which is pretty interesting, because you get the brand name plus you get to work in a core M&A profile, right? So all of these profiles are good. Some of them do pay less, some of them pay do more, right? But that's okay, because in core finance, initial years of your life, your focus has to be towards experience rather than the salary itself, right? So the exact designation that you are applying to, when you look at the JD, when the JD comes to you, make sure that you read a little bit more on that profile by going to the website and actually reading through what the exact primary responsibilities are. And if you do not understand the primary responsibilities, please do, take some effort to, use your LinkedIn to talk to some of the employees, so understand what exactly do they do, because this shows the seriousness of a candidate while preparing for the interview, right? Minimum expected skills. So now I mean, most of the places you will see that financial modeling, of course, is required, because you cannot give this test, you cannot perform the functions also, which they expect you to perform without knowing financial modeling properly, right? But apart from that, Dalopa, even Gallagher Mohan for that matter, KPMG, and ENY would require you to know real estate. In case of KPMG and in case of Talopa, and even in case of Gallagher Moore, you should know a little about the nuances in real estate valuation. And ENY, you should understand about M&A structure. So this is the quick tip that I wanted to give you on these top 8 companies in Delhi and co-finance companies. I hope this video helped, and I hope your preparation is up to the mark, and I hope you make a great career into co-finance. Best of luck, and I'll see you in another video. See you. Bye.